Hello and welcome to episode 92 of the Stress Knits podcast. My name is Stacy, also known as Stress Knits on Ravelry and Stress Knits Yarn on Instagram. I'm the dyer behind Stress Knits Yarn, so this podcast is all about my making and occasional hand dyeing stuff. So pardon my disheveled appearance. I just got back from getting a massage, which feels super luxurious. My mother-in-law, she is a massage therapist and she used to teach at a program around here, so she got me in for being one of the students' clients at the clinic. So it was just a nice experience, and my masseuse, he was great, and so I'm just feeling relaxed, but I'm also really sweaty and oily, just kind of gross, but I think I'm going to the gym after Doug gets home from work, so I didn't want to shower. So that's what this is. But yeah, what is this? I don't know. But my hair's all there's lotion in the hairline, and this is me trying to redo it, and it just isn't working out. So anyway, so forgive me for that. But yeah, it was great because my shoulders are always super tense. Anyway, so today is it is September 6th, 2019. It started off really cool today, and now it's humid and just kind of gross. That's okay. It's supposed to get down to the 50s tonight, so I think we're going to open windows and just enjoy that. I have the fan going above me because our air conditioning's off. So if you can see the propeller, I don't know if you can, I don't think you can, but I occasionally can see some shadows, so sorry about that. If that's bothersome, that's okay. You can always just turn it off. What do we need to talk about? I know. So, last time I recorded, I showed you the 4,000 subscriber giveaway. We're almost at 5,000 now, and my mind is just blown. So hi to all of you new people. It means so much to me that you subscribe, that you like videos, that you leave comments, that you just watch what I produce. It means so much. It just kind of blows me away that this little podcast that started in a dorm room in West Virginia has grown into this now that I am living with my husband and our daughter back home in Michigan. So it just feels crazy. But we did that we're doing that giveaway today. It's sitting by my shipping stuff. So I did a random number generator, and we had 167 replies, which thank you so much. It was so wonderful to read about the good things that have happened to you that week, and your favorite moments in the podcast. It all just means it's so cool to just read about other people's lives and what they've enjoyed. So that was a really great experience. So thank you so much if you entered. And so I put in numbers 2 through 167 because the first post is me and I can't win. And the winner is number 148. Her username is Jenny Miles. So Jenny, I'm assuming, thank you so much for entering, and congratulations. You live in Australia, so that's really exciting. I think this is the first time I've ever sent a giveaway to Australia. So please get in contact with me over on Ravelry. Send me your shipping address and I will get that out to you early next week. So excited. She said that her favorite part of the podcast was when I was experimenting with the color Accidental Gemini for my daughter's first birthday. And she said she really enjoyed that I wasn't happy with the first iteration, which she thought was really beautiful, but that I kept going and over-dyed it to make it the perfect shade. I actually have some right here. I'm just gonna scoot on over. So this is Accidental Gemini. This is my personal stash because I'm making a sweater with it soon. But yes, so thank you so much, Jenny. I'm so glad you enjoy it and that you enjoyed that little journey because it was very frustrating, but I'm really glad that you enjoyed that. I feel like my seat is really low. Let's see if I can raise it. I can. Huh. Okay, now I can't touch the ground. So this is going to be an interesting day. Okay, I'm a little out of it. I don't have coffee with me because I just had the massage, so I have my water bottle and I'm just tired now. I just want to take a nap. Okay, so I have some knitting to show you. I have a finished object, and if you watched my Year of Andrea video, you've already seen it. And by the way, thank you all so much for watching that video and commenting. It means so much to me that you enjoyed it as much as I did. It was really cool to share my year of knitting with you in that way, and it was a really fun journey. And yeah, it's just, I keep saying it's just a lot, but I can't get over, I don't know how to put it into words, I just can't get over the fact that people watch and enjoy it and share their personal stories with me as well and encourage me through everything. And I'm stopping myself, and it means so much. Yeah, it means so much. So thank you for watching that video. I really enjoyed making it for you, so I'm glad you enjoyed watching it. But you've already seen this if you've seen that video. It is my So Faded by Andrea Mowry. Here it is. So I knit the size extra large, and my gauge is a little off, so I think it's closer to the large size, which is fine because that's the size. If I went with the amount of ease called for in the pattern, I would have knit the large because I think it's like 2 inches of positive ease, and this is about 1 inch to 2 inches of positive ease. It might be more, but it hugs me a little more than I would like, but that's okay. Trying to remember if I blocked this. I did. It smells good. I'm using my Woolen & Co. What scent am I using? Cherry Blossom? Yeah. So here it is. I used a size 6 needle. I love it. So my fade is a pink fade, which obviously, and it goes Palm Lines is the lightest color. Grubby is this color. Rattle, and the darkest color is Dahlia. And I haven't woven in the ends on the sleeves yet because I'm just not feeling up to it. I have another sweater that I'm going to finish soon, and I'll weave in all the ends together. I'm gonna lower myself just a little bit. Okay. I need to touch the floor. I'm gonna go crazy. But yes, a bunch of people have asked about the V-neck. It's just the way that you start the sweater because you knit it flat at first. And so because my size is larger, it looks more V-neck-ish. Oh, do I have? I do. Okay. It looks more V-neck-ish than others, but it fits normal. I'm really happy with it. I'm excited to wear it this fall. It's definitely going to be just a cozy sweater to wear with jeans. So that is my So Faded by Andrea Mowry. Now, after I cast that off, I had enough-ish left over to knit the So Faded Pint size for Eliza. So I stopped because I'm almost out of Grubby, which I knew would happen, and I think I could get away with this in the body, but I needed extra for the sleeves, so I dyed. Can you see? Yeah, that little thing hanging right there, that's the mini skein of Grubby that I dyed. So I think I'm just gonna wind that up and knit from that, and then I'll put this in my Cozy Memories blanket. But here's Eliza's. I'm knitting the 1 1-year-old size. I wish I would have gone up, but I think my gauge is loose enough on this that it's going to fit bigger, hopefully. I need to get out of the mindset that she's just this tiny little peanut and things are going to fit her forever, because she is growing so much and she's finally almost fitting into, well, I mean, she's not almost fitting into, but she's getting closer to fitting into 12-month clothing. She's currently at 6 to 9 month clothing, and she's June, July, September. She's almost 15 months, which is nuts. So she's a tiny little thing, but I just need to remember that I have a few sweaters that I want to knit her for a fall and winter wardrobe, and I think I'm going to knit the 1 to 2 size for her so it can last through. But yes, so here it is. I think this is going to be Eliza's Rhinebeck sweater. I'm buying her plane tickets this weekend and I'm so excited about it. Eliza and I are flying in by ourselves, and then Doug is meeting us in New York. It's just gonna be great. So I think this is what she's going to wear, and I got her a pair of overalls, so I think if it's cold enough, I'm going to do that with overalls. So now that I've finished, my Grubby is finished drying, I'm going to fade in Grubby and knit that. So I did the opposite fade. So I started with Dahlia, and then I did Rattle, and then I'm going to do Grubby and then finish with palm lines just for the rib. I love it. I love it so much. It's so tiny. So tiny. And I'm using a 16-inch circular US 6. So there are those. There's that. Braid is not in it today. Okay, so that's, what else am I knitting? I am also knitting the Marley shawl by Andrea Mowry. It's funny because my year of Andrea ended, but I still have a bunch of her patterns on my needles. So this is just a giant brioche shawl. I haven't made much progress since I showed it to you last. I think I showed this last time. I think so. So this is the right side. Yeah, here it is. Just simple brioche with 3 sets of increases, 1 on each side and 1 down the middle. And so the main color is Grubby, and the contrast color is Lake Effect. So here they are in the skeins. And again, I did show you this because I told the story about how my ball winder it didn't work so well with this one. So this is not all of the yarn on the first skein that I have left. I have the other half of it getting ready to go. So I will be knitting more on that soon, but I've been focusing on other things. And I'm knitting along with Chelsea of Legacy Fiber Arts with her Patreon Chelsea Makes for their Brioche Bonanza. This is my project, and I love it. I'm going to wear it so much when it's done because it really reminds me of the What the Fade, and that is my all-time favorite knit, most worn knit. I love it, and it's a very similar shape in the brioche, so I think it's going to be perfect. The other thing that I've been kind of knitting on, but not so much, I'll save what I've mostly been knitting on for last, is my boxy. So I cast this on with the hopes of knitting this during SSK and the travel and all that stuff, but then I did the stone crop test knit, and that took all of my time. But I've made some decent progress. I've knit about 1 inch on this. And yeah, I'm using size 4s. And this is my Tweety base, which I don't know if I'm going to carry. You can always custom order a tonal colorway on Tweety, but I don't know if I'll have it readily available. I might in the fall and winter. I'm still not sure. The rest of my tweed inventory is in the sale section of my shop because I'm just not sure. Yes, but I really like it. This is my Palm Lines colorway on Tweety. I really, really like it. It looks like Grubby, which makes me kind of laugh because of the Tweety bits. But yeah, this is just a slow going project. I have this in the living room so that when Eliza's playing by herself, I can just pick this up and knit a few stitches, and maybe I'll get a few rows done a day on it, which is really nice. So this is my Eliza knitting. And then what's been taking up most of my time is my no frills pullover. That's right, I have a sleeve done. Ooh. So all I have left in this sweater is this sleeve. I just bound off this sleeve today. So I'm going to pick up the stitches after we're done here and start knitting down. So I did tweak the sleeves because I always tweak sleeves. I did a rapid decrease round the first time. I think I decreased 6 or 8 stitches. I have notes. Sorry about that. I decreased 6 stitches on the first round instead of the 2 that it calls for. And then I did the normal sleeve all the way down, and then I knit flat without decreasing for 30 rows. Yeah, 30 rows. And then on the last row, I decreased 4 stitches, and then I did 1 by 1 ribbing, which is what it calls for 15 rows, and then bound off using a super stretchy bind off. Not Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off, there's a different one. I found a tutorial on Very Pink Knits, and it's my favorite bind off. It looks nice. It does bell out a little bit, but you can't tell when you're wearing it. I use the same bind off for the body, and I just love the way it looks. I think it's very clean. Yeah. So I finished the body, finished the sleeve, 1 more to go. I'm hoping to have this done by the next time we chat. So this is knit out of Stress Knits yarn, single and cloud, held together in my Sweet Disposition colorway, and it's perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. I'm going to wear this to death. It is a little tighter than I was expecting, and I checked my gauge again, and it looks like I am getting closer to gauge, so this is much closer to a size large than in between the large and extra large like I thought it was going to be. So it doesn't fit as loosely as I want, but it's still super washable, so it is gonna grow. So I'm assuming I'm going to get an extra 2 inches or so of ease, which will make it perfect. But yeah, this is, I love this sweater. And it just feels like velvet. The Surrey alpaca in my cloud base is just so luxurious and so soft. I love it. It's wonderful. Oh, excuse me. Okay, telling you, my allergies. Spring allergies are worse for me, but fall, I always just have this thing in the back of my throat. And it happens every year since I was a kid. Yeah. Can you tell I'm gonna wear this all the time? I'm hoping I'm wearing this on the podcast next week. That's the goal. We're going to Columbus, Ohio on Sunday. So if I don't have the sleeve done by then, I will bring this and finish the sleeve because it's a 3-hour drive both ways. We're meeting some family from West Virginia in Columbus. So I'm really excited about that. Yes, so that's what I've been knitting on. I have a few projects that I'm itching to cast on. One I can't cast on until the pattern's out, which I will talk about in a second. The other is another sweater for Eliza. So let me show you what I'm planning. Where'd you go? I should have thought ahead. Okay, coming back. So I am just craving knitting Eliza's sweaters, and it's a lot of fun now that she's hit a place where her size is pretty consistent. And I'm also to that age where a lot of people I know are having babies. So when she grows out of stuff, if we never have any more kids, then I have family that plans on having more kids. I have friends that plan on having kids. Doug has friends who plan on having more kids. So it's just, I have plenty of people to gift sweaters to when Eliza grows out of things. So that's really, really exciting for me. Like, one of our really good friends, they're married, and I'm saying that because, I'm saying it like one of them is our friend, but they're both our friends and they're married. So the couple is having a baby girl in 2-3 weeks, and I'm gifting them, low power mode, okay. I'm gifting them one of Eliza's old sweaters that I knit her, the little gray garter stitch one, because it's just gonna fit so well. It's a fun thing to do, because I love knitting and I love gifting knitting, and baby things are just fun. So with that said, that was a weird tangent and I worded things real weird. So I did a bunch of swatches and I showed all of these off. And there are 2 specifically that I really love, but I would never wear because it's just not my cup of tea. It's just not something that would fit into my wardrobe, my everyday wardrobe, because I'm trying to do a very open-ended capsule wardrobe, if that makes sense. So these just wouldn't fit into my color schemes and just what I'm looking for. So I was like, I have a daughter and I can knit her things in those colorways. And I put the swatch, I put one of these swatches in her nighties, like 10 minutes before in her pajamas before she went to bed, just to make sure she wasn't allergic to mohair or she didn't find it itchy. She didn't even like tug at it. She like looked at it and I zipped her up. She just went on playing. So I feel like this is great. Mohair's gonna be fine. It's very, very soft, and she didn't seem to have a reaction to it. So I have this swatch, which is my Pillow Mint colorway, held with Eliza on mohair. And I really want her to have something out of Eliza, and I think this is just the perfect thing to do. So I'm going to knit something for her with this. I might do a hat. Or I might just do like the flax light sweater and hold mohair with it. So this is, I'm trying to figure out what pattern I want to knit that out of, but I did my Puddle Jumper colorway and Go to Your Room on mohair. So Puddle Jumper is just a really good purple with some dark gray black speckles. And then Go to Your Room is just this beautiful electric lavender, if that makes sense. It just looks very holographic to me, which I really enjoy. But again, it's just not my cup of tea. This is genuinely the color of my bedroom walls at my house, which is just funny, at my parents' house. Yes, because this color would not translate onto mohair, so these are sister colorways. It's the same recipe, that's just how the mohair takes the dye, and I can't figure out how to get it closer to Puddle Jumper. So Go to Your Room, it's just the colorway, and it makes this beautiful fabric that's actually pretty true. Yeah, right there. Don't mind this, I had a Sharpie open and I didn't realize it and I rested my arm on it. Whoops. Okay, so yes, I'm going to knit Eliza the Love Notes sweater using this, and I'm going to knit the 1 to 2 year old size, which I think is the 3rd size, using Puddle Jumper on single, and Go to Your Room on Halo, which is our mohair. So that's going to be really fun. And then the other thing that I'm itching to cast on is not out yet because it's a mystery knit along. I've tried to do Stephen West mystery knit alongs for the past few years, and it just wasn't what I wanted. Speckle and Pop, I just didn't pick colorways that I liked, and I wasn't enjoying the knit. And then last year's Texture Time, I had a very young, tiny baby, and I just wasn't thinking about it. But this year, it's Starflake mystery knit along, and it's the 10th anniversary, so I feel like he's going to do something really, really cool. And it's 2 colors, and he said it's going to be very graphic, and I'm really excited about it. So I was playing around with colors, and I pulled these 2. So I'm going to knit the Stephen West mystery knit along out of Palm Lines and Golden Hour. So I'm really excited about this because I'm going to wear it to death. I can already tell. I'm really, really excited about it. I hope I enjoy it. We'll see. I have the other 2 skeins sitting on top of my printer. But yeah, so that is what I'm planning to use for the Stephen West mystery knit, so that you'll see that on this channel starting in October, and I will give spoiler alerts when the time comes. Okay, next is what am I even trying to say? Oh, I wanted to put out into the universe my knit goals for the rest of September, because I really just want to get a bunch of stuff done so that I can cast on a bunch of things for the beginning of fall. Because I know school started, and I know pumpkin spice is out, and cider mills are opening, apple orchards are opening, but I just don't, it's not technically fall yet, it's still technically summer. So for me, I always think of fall and October. Like, that's just kind of for me. So I have 3 goals, and I think they're very doable. So I want to finish my No Frills, which I think I can do this week. I think I'll have it for you within the week for when I podcast next. The So Faded Pint size I also want done, and I'm almost done with that. It's such an easy knit, and I'm knitting it on a 16-inch circ, so it's just going super quick. So finish those 2 things, and I want to put the sleeves on my Ronin and pick up the giant shawl collar. I have mohair in the back of my throat. It's really bothering me. So if you don't know what the Ronin is, it's this beast. It's knit. I'm knitting it out of, sorry, it looks like it's gonna rain. Sorry about the lights. But it is knit out of Brooklyn Tweed Shelter in the Soot colorway, and it is the Ronin by Andrea Mowry. It was originally released with Brooklyn Tweed, but I think it's her own pattern now. Yeah, it's great. I am planning on doing a whip down episode about this soon because I really want to talk about it. But all I have left, because I finished the body, all I have left are the 2 sleeves, which are relatively short, and then a giant shawl collar. So if I can finish the sleeves this month, I'm hoping I can just knit a few rows every day on the shawl collar and finish it maybe by Rhinebeck. So we're going to see how that goes. But those are the 3 things that I really want to get done in the month of September. So maybe I'll have 1 or 2 done by the next time we chat, because I'm going to have some downtime, which is really nice. Okay, so now let's move into shop update. So I just had a giant shop update. Everything is loaded into the shop with the exception of one thing, but I just have to take pictures of it because I forgot yesterday. So those will be up soon. It's just 1 colorway on 1 base, so it's not a super big deal. Anyway, I have a bunch of new colorways and a new base to talk to you about. But first, I would just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who bought one of the advent calendars, whether it's the week of celebration of the 7 mini skeins or the full 24 mini skeins and one set or one full skein or anything in between. It is so much fun. I have all of my yarn that I need to start prepping and dyeing. I'm starting Monday. I'm starting dyeing on Monday. I've already started prepping all of the yarn, so it's just really exciting. And all of the packaging came in, so I'm really, really excited about that. So thank you to everyone who ordered that, and thank you to everyone who ordered the Hanukkah celebration. I'm really, really excited to provide that for you and that you wanted it. So I'm really, really excited about that, and I hope that you all love what you ordered. The second thing is that there is a sale going on in the Stress Knits shop in the sale section. I have a few bases that I'm planning on not carrying as often, so the Tweety base and my Sparkle base are getting phased out a little bit. That's not to say I'll never have them again or you can't place custom orders with them. I'm just not going to be putting them in the shop. They're not super popular. They don't sell very well. I know some people really, really love them. So if you really, really love them, you can always do a custom order. If you wait till, like, if you don't want a sweaters quantity and you just want like 3 colors, you can always message me, or if not, just message me and we can figure something out. Oh, it is raining. That makes sense. Every time I take Doug to work, it always rains. Of course. So, yes, so there's a sale section, and also there are some single skeins of popular colorways. I'm trying to think of what's in there right now, and I can't I can't think of what's in there off the top of my head, but it's just single skeins so that they won't match dye lots or stuff like that, just colorways that are hard to match dye lots. So you can find all of that in the sale section, and everything is discounted a decent amount. It's between 10% and 25% off. It just kind of depends on what it is. Yeah, so there's that. And then let's talk about some new colorways and a new base and all that jazz. So let's talk about the new base first. I've been wanting to carry a new DK weight for some time. So I love my DK weight. My normal one is 100%. It's 100% superwash merino, 115 grams, 250 yards. I just think it's the perfect DK. That's what this sweater is knit out of. My Soldotna crop is knit out of this. My Tecumseh is knit out of this. I really, really love it. But I don't know if I would love it for a DK weight shawl. I would totally use it for a hat, but I think, but I don't know. I wanted something that's a little plumper and a little more luxurious in a way. And my immediate thought was to do a cashmere base, which I have a cashmere fingering. I just haven't carried it in a long time. There is some in the shop right now though. But the price that I would have to put that yarn at, it would be over $30, and I really like having nothing over $30. $30 is like my max price, because it just, anything more than that makes me feel uncomfortable, even though that's what it needs to be profitable for me to have a business. And so I just got rid of that idea, and then I ordered a sample of this yarn, and that was a while ago, and I really liked it, but I was like, I don't know if people are gonna like this base. And then I accidentally ordered, instead of ordering my singles fingering, I ordered singles DK, and I was like, well, I guess it's going in the shop now. because I have 20 skeins of it, and whoops. So, so yeah, I dyed 4 colors of it, just so people could get sweater quantities if they wanted, because I have a few DK weight projects that I'm thinking about knitting, especially in these 2 colors. And I think, yeah, I just think this would be a really, really great base. I'm losing my train of thought because it's getting really dark outside. So, what am I saying? Yes, so this is a single ply DK weight yarn. So it's incredibly plumpy. It takes the dye really interestingly. So here, yeah. So it's just a very plump, that's more than one. It's very plump. It is definitely a DK weight yarn. It is 240 yards per 100 grams. And it's just, it feels like there's cashmere in it, but there's not. So it'll be the same price point as my normal DK. Yeah. Ugh, I'm in love with it. I need to cast something on with it, but I need to finish some projects first. So I have 5 skeins of etching, which is my darkest gray, and it's the way that this yarn took this colorway is just, it's really tonal, and I actually really like it because it'll add a lot of depth to your project. I mean, that's how it took dye across all of the colors. This is Pillow Mint, My Jam, and Grubby. I do have the least amount of My Jam because there was a snafu in the dye pot, and some dye did not break correctly. So there are 2 skeins of Impulsive on single DK, and it's a very similar color to Dahlia, but it's not quite Dahlia. Excuse me. Yeah. So, sorry, my throat is just not great. Okay, yes. And for those of you who are new, Impulsive skeins are my one-of-a-kind skeins that I just don't write down the recipe and I will never dye again. They're just called Impulsives. Because it's really hard to come up with names for colorways and you don't want to pick a name that you want to use for something. Yeah, My Jam is great. So like these 3 together, even honestly all 4, go very well together. So that is single DK, my new base. And then let's just go through what I have. So I have 5 skeins of Prudence on my normal DK, 5 skeins of Pillow Mint on normal DK, my new color Slate, which is a sister to Betty, but it's a little darker, a little deeper. I love it. I have 5 skeins of that on DK. I have 5 skeins of Grubby on DK and 5 skeins of My Jam on DK. And there's other colors in the shop, but these are just some of the colors that I pulled out. I have 3 Golden Hour on single. I have, what else do I have on single? Oh, I have Slate. No, this isn't Slate. This is Mom Jeans. And this is the darker sister to Slate. So, do I have any Betty? Hold, please. I think I do. Nope. Okay, so you have Betty. And then, yeah. And then you have Slate, slightly darker. Then you have mom jeans. So this is a nice little blue fade. They all use the same dyes, but the concentration of dye and the heat and the water are all different. So that's why it makes just different colors, which is really fun. So yeah, that'd be a really fun fade. But mom jeans just made me laugh. And it's the exact same color of my favorite pair of mom jeans. So it just worked out. So there is that. And then a new colorway, which is a beautiful shot that my husband took of this colorway, is up on my Instagram. You should really check it out. It's beautiful. This is Bay Ridge, and it's based off of a neighborhood in Brooklyn. And it's just, yeah, so it's a grayish brown with brown speckles and deep plum speckles and green. And it's just a really beautiful neutral, and I love it. I have Bay Ridge on favorite as well. There are those plummy speckles. I have SSDGM on favorite and on single. I have a new colorway, Elvis Want a Cookie, which is a part of my Favorite Murder collection. I have F Politeness, the OG F Politeness, because when I was a new mom and I redid the My Favorite Murder Yarn Club last year, I did a second F Politeness that is more purple. But this is the original F Politeness colorway that I've never released before. So it's pink with teal and red and coral and black, and I love it. There's that. Stay Out of the Forest is the last My Favorite Murder colorway in this update. I have some triflers need not apply in the sale section, so if you're curious for that colorway, check it out. But I love Stay Out of the Forest. It's just a super fun speckly colorway. And then I have this is SSDGM on mohair, and I'm obsessed and I need to do something out of this. I'm thinking the Diaphanous Raglan by Jessie May and do the flutter sleeves. So that might happen. I have two new tonal colorways. One was teased in a mini collection a few weeks ago. So this is Rust Belt. It's just a nice rusty brownish orange. I think this is actually kind of coppery, which I really like. And then the first of my apple series, because I'm having an apple collection this fall and I'm so excited about it. So this is Gala. Not my favorite apple, but it just reminded me of Gala apples. So yeah. So that is what is in the shop. I hope you check it out. I really appreciate it if you do. Because I really couldn't do any of this without you. But with that, I am going to sign off and get this up on YouTube for you and go pick up my husband from work and enjoy the rain a little bit while my daughter finishes up her nap. I hope you are having a wonderful week. I will see you next time. Bye!